This is a TSWN special movie review presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing movie review. I am your host, Anthony Sterling, aka your friendly neighborhood super Negro. And joining me this time, I had to find one of the coolest people on this here Obama interwebs, I guess they want to call it. No, I'm just joking. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me for this movie review is the lovely, talented, amazing, slightly annoyed mixed chick, Miss Britt Williams. Hello, Britt. Welcome. How are you today?
I am excited. I know I'm like legit excited. So my palms are a little sweaty, you know?
It's okay. Hey, sweaty palms are good. Hairy palms are bad. I don't remember.
No, I nared the shit out of my palms today, so I'm good.
Oh, good. No werewolfing for us today. Clean hands as always. Today, guys, we are doing a movie. I just said to myself, I haven't really watched the franchise as much as I should, but this one caught my attention and I said, you know what? Might as well check it out. Give a little review, let people know how I feel about it, but also bring a friend in because this is a conversation that needed to be had for this film. And if you don't know what the film is, it's right there in the title when you look at the screen. We are going to review The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. This is the third film in the Conjuring franchise. Now, I know people are going to say, well, you forgot about Annabelle and the Nun and blah, blah, blah. No, those are side stories. That's kicked to the side. But for the main run, this is the third in the Conjuring series. The return of the Warren couple, Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah.
Based on a true story. Wink. Wink. And it's one of those films where you just sit there and you grab your popcorn and you question things, and damn it, we are going to question. So I'm just gonna hurry up and give the synopsis of Ye film, and it's very short and it's very to the point. The Warrens investigate a murder that may be linked to demonic possession. That is it. That's all you need to know of what the film is about. But we're going to give you the real on if the film's really good or not. So I love to let y'all know how I feel, but right now I want my guests to start this one off. So Britt, you watched The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. What were your feelings on it?
Here's the thing. I love scary movies. I love stylized scary movies, and I love a good backstory. If a movie's shit, but it's got a backstory, I'll watch the hell out of it, right?
Right.
Oh my God. I was not high enough to find this movie plausible. And I know it's not real because I looked to see what really went on. Mm-hmm. And they have the smallest amount of involvement, and then they dealt with something they had nothing to do with, pretended like they had something to do with it, and then they just didn't answer any fucking questions.
Right.
None.
No.
Not a one. What?
It was embellished. That's for sure. I'm going to say that lightly. It was embellished. And, I have to say this. I have to give it to Patrick Wilson and Vera, and I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. Vera Farmiga? I never remember. I can never pronounce her last name, and I don't. Or is it Miga? Vera Farmiga. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Yes.
They played Ed and Lorraine, respectively. And they're back. This is the third film. So they have great chemistry together. I really do enjoy how they play Ed and Lorraine. But my biggest thing was the whole subplot of the possession.
Okay, that was your thing? Okay.
That was my thing. The possession. Okay, and I've held this since Friday because I watched it Friday. I have to give it to the Hell Spawns. They are racist as hell. Hell Spawns are racist because they got a white man off of a murder. This man only served 5 years for stabbing someone 22 times.
He sure did. But do you know he was actually sentenced to 10 to 20 years?
Oh, and they were going supposedly for a first degree in the movie. You know, they were like, well, they're going to charge him for first degree, but we're going to prove he was demonically possessed.
That was legitimate. Just so you know, they legitimately tried to use a demonic possession, and the judge was like, yeah, nah, I don't fucking think so. And threw that shit out. Like, that wasn't even, it didn't even get that far.
Gotcha.
But no. And I'm sorry not to push partway through, but his landlord was fucking obnoxious. I would have killed him too.
Yeah. Bruno should 22 stabs, shankings. That was being nice.
Right?
That was being nice. That was like, please stop. Leave us alone. You're very boring. You're working our nerves. Stop it.
Yes. Like, go do your meth somewhere else.
Yeah.
Be methy somewhere else. Sweaty and methy.
And for me, it was, I will say, effects wise, I thought everything was typical horror. Typical, there were a few jump scares, not many as to say from the past Conjuring films, and they weren't very, they weren't as scary as, let's say, to me, they weren't.
Yeah, no, they were totally not. I didn't scream at all.
Oh, well, I mean, I laugh at certain things like that. Oh, especially like when the scene where Arnie, who was the guy who was possessed, saw Bruno kind of grabbing up on his lady, and then you see the long fingers and it, clasp on the soul. And Bruno looked like he just hit some bad LSD because his eyes were like huge and red. Yeah. And he was like, ah! And I'm just looking at him like, punch him. Just punch him. It's in this charade of BS. Punch him. But Arnie was possessed because, he saw a rat in the cereal, which, if you broke and poor, that ain't nothing. That's just, my pet just ate some snacks and took off.
Okay. So I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That's the scare that got me. That's one of the scares that got me. Was when he followed the rat and the rat crawled up and he went into the hole in the wall. And I was like, why are you sticking your finger in it? What's wrong with you? Why are you so stupid? Oh my God, you're so damn stupid. And then he turned around and I said, ah!
Yeah, because we see the actual villain of the movie, which, man, how can I put this? Creepy, yes. Scary, no. Not for me. I didn't look at her, and the way they introduced her, I thought was cool. The whole, there's a creepy bitch behind you. There's a creepy bitch behind you. You might want to turn. Oh, and there she is. And I just kept looking at it like, okay, so we're going to go through the psychosis of horror where the person is going to break down constantly mentally. You're going to see physical changes, but it's mostly in, that person's head. And I just kept looking at it. I kept watching. I'm like, okay, where's it going to get me? Where is this movie going to get me? Where I'm sitting there going, oh man, okay, maybe I need to start rethinking. I might need to go to church on Sundays. And I never had that moment. Never had it. Even with Lorraine, who is supposedly, she's got psychic energy, psychic powers. She can, see things that happen and see dead and things like that. I just went, oh, okay, so she was actually a worthwhile Miss Cleo. Okay, got you.
Not Miss Cleo.
Yeah, I really wanted to look at Lorraine and go, the cards don't lie. Call me now, Lorraine. But You know, I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. Out of all the 3 Conjuring films, I still say the first one was really good.
Always.
The first one was really good, and plus it had Lily Taylor in it, who's one of my favorite actors, right? And that woman can play some stress. She plays stress perfectly. But with this one, it was more of, all right, clock's ticking. We got to save this guy. And then, you know, Ed with the heart attack. And once again, y'all, based on a true story.
So Ed didn't even ever have a heart attack. FYI. The motherfucker didn't have a heart attack. And I do have a question about the scary chick. Because she was all gaunt and obviously stayed in, you know, underneath all the time because she had never seen sun. But I wonder, when she was younger, do you think she ever had a hot girl summer? You know, just let that hair go?
You know, probably, but it was a hot girl summer of 1. Because she don't look like she had many friends. Because as we saw, and I mean, guys, this is a spoiler, trust me. Her dad was a priest. Creepy priest. Who, I have to say, was played beautifully by the great John Noble. When I saw him, when they said, his name is Castor. And I was like, oh, okay, so we got priests. Okay, he's going to tell us about the Satanists. And then I saw John Noble, and I just sat there and went, yeah, perfect casting. You got the perfect person to play a secluded, retired priest who's obsessed with Satan, with Satanists or with satanic cults. Yep, perfect casting. But they really did look like father and daughter. Like,
because they were pale, unattractive, and creepy. Yeah,
pretty much.
Pale, unattractive, and creepy.
Yeah, and I looked at it like you said, if she did have that hot girl summer, it was the summer of 1, because that child ain't had no friends. Not a friend at all. Because her friends were like this chubby cadaver.
Oh my. So when he started to turn, I was like, first, honestly, I was like, male, female, can't tell, whatever.
Right.
And then when he started to turn, I was like, dude, I don't want to see all that. Okay, good.
And he showed up, you know, the way I'll give it this. And this is where, you know, this is James Wan's doing. Because the crazy thing is, James Wan did not direct this one. This one went to Martin Shaves. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. I think it's Shave or Chavez. I think it's Chavez. I'm gonna go with Chavez. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, people. He seriously sat and James went, all right, we need a part where we can scare the crap out of the viewers. What's a good way to scare them? All right, we're in a mortuary. We're in a morgue. Got it. Rotting fat guy. That'll do it. Butt naked. Yeah. Everybody's happy. Yeah. Bloated. Greasy. Cool. Looks like meatloaf. We'll go with it. And I just sat there and going, all right, this thing's moving. This thing is going to move. And I love the fact it didn't move fast, but it had heft to him. When he started running. Good.
Oh no, the one time. So Ed, the whole time, I was like, will you let Lorraine live her best life? Stop telling her to do shit.
Right.
She knows what she's doing. You just mad you're in a wheelchair, sir.
Poor Ed. Ed was very second banana in this one.
He really was, and he was annoying.
Yeah. And you know what? Patrick Wilson, great actor. This one, you were somewhat of a pain in the butt. You were a killjoy. He was a killjoy. Ed was a killjoy in this one. Because, like he said, let Lorraine do what she does best.
Yes.
And the whole thing of, I'm just afraid she's going to succeed. And I'm like, but isn't that what you want? She's the psychic. She's supposed to be successful. She's supposed to find the bodies, you know.
Like when they met with the cop. right? And he's like, no, you can't use my wife. No, she's not a prop. And then he's sitting in the back of the car smiling away when they're talking about it. I'm like, no, sir, you get no joy out of this. You didn't want her to do this in the first damn place. Sit down, shut up.
Exactly. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, typical horror movie male. You know, like in all honesty, you know, the guy has to be the hero and this, that, and the other, and I would say overprotective, which I kind of got, because they both had moments in the movie where they were 100% overprotective of each other. Mm-hmm. You know, Ed after the heart attack, Lorraine's like, I am not going anywhere. You know, the priest is like, you know, just go home. He won't be mad. And she's like, that's a house. He's home. You know, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. Let's get to the vibes.
Okay, because my reaction was like, ugh, whoever wants to be that attached to anybody.
You were waiting for Ed to go, bitch, I had a heart attack. You could have went home. I'm all right.
Right.
Go away.
Like, they weren't going to tell her. Like, a year from now, they're going to be like, oh, you wanted to oh, he's been gone. Were we supposed to let you know that your husband had awoken from, a heart attack? Okay, my bad. Sorry. You moved on.
Their daughter knew. Their daughter was like, all right, yeah, well, the movie is called The Conjuring. It's about my mom and dad. Yeah, they're going to survive. I'm going to see y'all later. I'm going back to college. I have drugs to do. But
sure did.
But it was definitely one of those horror films where it was supposed to be the slow burn. But what I will say this, one of the good things about it did hit the ground running. Like, yes. It at the beginning of the movie, it was like, all right, this is it. This is where we're going. This is the trip you're going to take. It's not a slow burn. It's boom. Crazy demon got summoned, cursed kid. And that I fell for that kid though. Little David. Oh, poor David. Poor David. This is a public service announcement. Stay your monkey ass away from old waterbeds. You'll live longer.
I had a waterbed. The minute I saw that, I was like, oh, I have one of those.
No.
They're not that fun.
No, they're not at
really
all.
Not.
And they are possessed by some greasy ass former pimp. It's bad. That's what possessed David.
A waterbed with a mirror in the headboard.
That was the thing. Like, what? Like, who lived in that house? Who sat there and said, you know what? This beautiful colonial house, it needs a waterbed with a mirror on the headboard. Who woke that? Who came up with that? Leisure Suit Larry? I have no idea. I don't get it.
Underrated game, by the way. Very underrated game.
And Ted Cruz looks like Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh my God, I never even thought about that.
Think about it. Yes. Yeah. They have the same bulbous head. It's just that now he's fat. Think about that, kids. One to grow on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now in my head, I literally went Duke Nukem.
Even Duke was cool.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm dragging it completely. All right. Sorry.
But no, I mean, this is the kind of movie that makes you go, okay, I have to think of something else while I think about this. And the movie did, for lengthwise, I mean, it was an hour and 52 minutes. I thought it was hilarious how they were trying to use other components from other Conjuring films to prove that demons and the devil and hell exist, especially when Ed's like, yeah, why don't you come over and we'll introduce you to Annabelle and da-da-da. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
What kind of reckless shit is that? Here, let me just I'll lock you in here. Maybe you'll believe once you're possessed by something else. Like,
you have nothing better else to do? Fine. I have a demonic doll that's killed many. You'll love her. Come on in. And I'm like, how do you just leave this? Like, they literally leave every trophy or every trophy from their paranormal hunt unlocked for everyone to walk in and say, ooh, is that a bowl for blood sacrifices? Let me play with it. Ed and Lorraine were very, very, very dangerous people. That's all I'm going to say about that. And rest in peace, Lorraine, who passed away in only 2 years ago. She passed away in 2019 at the age of 92 years old. She passed away, and she was a consultant for every Conjuring film. And I believe she actually helped in this one before she passed away. So, hey, their legacy is locked. I've had a couple of friends who've met them when they did the whole touring circuit with the books and all of that. And I'm just like, oh, that's nice. I met Jesse Jackson. I mean, I don't know if that adds up. They're both creepy, I guess. I don't know.
But sure, why not?
I don't know if it adds up. I don't know if they equate. But, if Ed and Lorraine are popular to you, Jesse popular to me, I guess we do have something in common. We met popular people, but okay. I know we're having fun with, I don't know if we're dogging this film. I don't know if we're loving this film. I think we're at the perfect bowl of porridge with this film.
Yeah.
I think there's some good things, what are the good things? It's a cohesive film. There's a beginning, a middle, and
David is a good actor. The kid who played David was a good actor.
Very good.
I believed him. He's also from Haunting of Hill House, which is
okay.
really good.
Okay. And I don't know if he can contort, but my goodness.
See, that was okay. So that wasn't CGI at all. That was actually a little girl.
Okay.
She was a contortionist.
Oh, okay.
And she did all of those. But what really upset me, and I don't know if you noticed this, but like David, when he was being sucked into the waterbed and he's trying to pull away, at some point he pulls back. I can tell the difference between what is supposed to be an 8-year-old child and a small adult.
Yeah. Like, the stunt double was he had a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Right. Like, bro.
They've aged 20 years really quick in that waterbed. But that's what waterbeds do. Turns children into grown ass adults.
What I want to know is who's the dumb kid? Like, okay, he was a good actor. I really liked him. He sucked me in. I believed his character. But I, as a child, was taught not to do certain things. And when you're over your waterbed and you're going like this and there's a hand mirroring you, you don't lay there and go, oh, this is so cool. You go, oh, hell no. And you tell your daddy and you move.
I think what it is, it could be this.
Yeah, it is. Don't lie. You know it is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to refer to you one of the great SNL skits ever made. And it featured, it was a parody of The Exorcist with the late, great Richard Pryor. This was 1976, I think, or maybe it's season 1, so it was 75. And the beautiful part of it is what he did in that skit, he brought over to one of his comedy albums, and they spoke about The Exorcist. And the whole thing of it is that, black folks get in the house and that house is possessed. We ain't staying very long. You walk in the house like, hello, goodbye. That's us. Little David is a Caucasian, and he's curious. He is curious. And while he was playing on that waterbed, once again, waterbeds bring nothing but evil. He sees a hand mimicking his. And instead of most children, mainly black, scream, yell, and go kick, fuss, and cuss, y'all come see about this mess, he was like, ooh, like Britt said, he was so into it. And because of being into it, his ass got grabbed.
Yep.
And he turned into a 27-year-old man. And they were every time they'd bang him into the waterbed, he would age 10 years. So by the time they finished Poor Dave was maybe 8. By the time they finished, he was 28, probably getting close to getting a 6-figure job. And then they threw him away, and then he turned right back to 8 years old. But he knew his future was promising because that demon said, well, white privilege. Bam, here you go forth.
He aged due to white fragility. So every time they slammed him in the bed, he was like, oh, another 10 years. Oh, another 10 years.
Come on. Why can't I have something? This country was mine. No, I'm so kidding. The child went through trauma, and trauma does age you. So.
Yes, those killer waterbeds. Now I gotta find a movie about killer waterbeds, but I digress.
And they might exist. I highly doubt it. Sometimes you gotta go.
You don't know.
Yeah,
no, I love bad movies. I purposely look on Saturday nights. My night consists of going through Amazon and finding the worst bad movies, watching the previews, and going, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that one. I'm gonna watch that one about killer flipping pants, denim jeans.
There you go. Well, I guess The Conjuring was an homage to those. Yeah. For that scene, it was an homage. I guess they sat there and said, "You remember that killer waterbed movie we watched from 1975 featuring Brickhampton?" Don't know if Brickhampton is a real man. Could be. I think we need to do that.
They did do a cool homage though. At the very beginning, when the priest got out of the taxi, they did an homage to The Exorcist.
So Exorcist. I was really waiting for somebody to yell, Mia! And I'm like, oh, nope, not gonna do that. Okay, so we just cool. Billy Freakin is very happy now. But what got me was, and this is where things really take a turn for the what the fuck. Ed and Lorraine are out to prove that demons exist, and this man, Arnie Johnson, I think that was his name, right? Arnie Cheyenne Johnson. I'm sorry, I love his name because that sounds like a black girl. That sounds like a black man, a black somebody. But his name's Arnie Johnson. Arnie was in love with David's sister. Yeah. Arnie sacrifices himself and says, hey, take me. Arnie, it's 1981. I believe you watched The Exorcist. You saw what happened. You saw when Father Karras said, you take me, and he flew his ass out of a window. Why would you do it, Arnie? Sometimes some kids don't get the gift of life. You gotta let them go, Arnie. And look what you did. You killed creepy Bruno. You did that, Arnie.
Or you grabbed the oldest person. Never mind.
Exactly. Ed was about to die. Ed was about to die. Ed had a heart attack. Yeah. David gave Ed a heart attack. He could have just went, take me. And right when he started to look at you, just shoot him right to Ed and say, Ed, hey man, it is what it is.
Heart attack. And he's laying on the ground, and Lorraine's like, oh, Ed, I'm feeling his pulse. Hold the pulse. Why are you? Oh no, he's dying. I'll hold him now.
Well, there was a gaffe in it where she's screaming, call 911.
At the end, okay, after she did the whole pulse, after she did the whole check the.
Well, here's the thing, kids. 1981, in that area, there was no 911. That's just something that y'all needed to know.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, 911 in that region was not in effect yet. Hell, it's hilarious. Most states didn't really institute 911 until like 82, 83. So yeah, once again, based on a true story with elaborations. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal. That's just a tiny little gaffe I saw. I was like, wait a minute. And then I see it on IMDb and they were like, yeah, 911 wasn't even implemented in that area yet. And I'm like, okay. But Lorraine has powers. So her 911 was stronger.
She created 911. You ever think about that? She said ahead
See?
of time, call 911 because she knew it was coming. Everybody else was like, who? And she was like, look, don't worry about it. It's coming. But
Exactly.
so it was historically accurate. Thank you very much.
See? Well, way to go, James Wan. You hit the nail on the head. Take a bow. So, is there anything else we could talk about in this film?
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes. What? Who? Why? No one ever explained why she picked the people she picked.
That
Why
is true.
them? How the them?
That's true.
Like, how did you know that they were going to buy this house? Because that's the other thing. You don't look like you're up on the real estate report. And they just bought the house. And that thing was there before they moved in.
Right. And that was the thing. Because I kept saying, well, maybe it was for someone else, the previous people, but they would have said something. There had to have been something. Like, it just didn't add up.
And it was supposed to be specific. It was the child, the lover, and the seeker of God, or whatever. So it was hella specific. So they never explained that. I was expecting that. So when they showed up, when Lorraine showed up that night to see Creepy Priest, and he pulls out, the beautiful photograph book, and I'm like, yes, I finally get my backstory. Yeah. And I'm going to see all that. And I didn't get a damn thing but a picture of her as a baby.
Right.
And then he said the house is filled with laughter. Every picture of her after she was a baby, she was sour, just gaunt, looked like she never laughed in her entire life. The lies.
I think the laughter came from her dad just laughing at her, telling her how pitiful she was because she wanted that hot girl summer. And he goes, hot girl, you? No.
Oh, don't make me feel bad for that evil woman.
I seriously think he just went, with you? It's a cold winter, bitch. But,
And Lorraine with her whole Ed. She thinks her love is her weakness. It's her strength. I want to lean and go flick. I really just wanted him to hit her with the damn sledgehammer at that moment. It was like, yo, oh no, we don't need this Huey Lewis power of love scenario. Come on, just snap him out of it. As a matter of fact, you have on these big shit kicker boots, Lorraine. Nuts. I guarantee you he would have wake up. I guarantee you he would have woke up. He'd have been like, oh, Lorraine. And it also telegraphed props to Lorraine because she did lead him to what was needed to be done. Because the whole thing about the curse is, in order to break it, you have to destroy the altar of the Satanist who created the actual curse. Now, the curse is really just the summoning of the demon, which they never gave the demon's name, which usually they do when it comes to demonic possessions. We didn't even need to know that demon. I bet you that demon was pissed. Like, I bet you he didn't get his SAG credit. He didn't get his chip. He was just like, oh, so I just come in, possess, kill, keep it moving. All right, fine. Fuck this place. That's why he folded her like origami at the end, because he was pissed.
Yeah, it was just like, you know what, guys, I'm gone. It was fairly cool because you had the love on both sides. Arnie and his girlfriend, who was David's older sister. Then you had Ed and Lorraine, and it was just like, all right, okay, I'm okay with that, sure. But I still don't understand her whole motive. Why them?
Right.
Like, what brought it upon her to say, them's the motherfuckers I'm coming for. You are gonna get it.
Yes.
I just didn't get it. Although I did love when Dave, I will say this, another fun part, Dave stabbing his dad in the leg. That was good. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, did not see Dave losing it. I know he was getting showered with blood, common, but the way he pops up and just shanks his dad, I just started laughing. I was like, ooh, didn't think your son could do it, huh, Dad? Sucker. And then, Dave started pop locking and contorting, and he was doing, the turbo and ozone on the table, and woof, it was some gruesome. It was gruesome, but it to me, it just wasn't as scary. Like it didn't really make me jump. And I watched it at night, lights off. I was just like, oh, okay, all right, good. Oh, dead. All right, moving on. Like it just didn't.
No, it wasn't. I mean, yes, did I? Jump scares get me every freaking time. Was there a couple times where I was like, I'm not watching at all? Yeah, there are a couple of those. But for the most part, it wasn't watching it or it too.
Yeah.
I wasn't really scared. What scared me was the fact that they stayed in that house. The fact that they didn't spackle over those finger marks that were still on the wall when they were having a freaking barbecue.
Yep.
Like,
they just let it go. They just let it go. Like it was supposed to be over. It's like what Arnie's girlfriend said. You said it was done. It was like, no, fool. Nobody said anything. We said it was cool for David. Didn't know if the MF would have came back. Like nobody knew he was gonna come back until Lorraine had one of her moments and just went, okay, this is it. It's here. So, like I said before, hellspawns are racist and they are very prone for white privilege. You got a man off of first-degree murder and gave him manslaughter with 5 years. Take a bow, Satan. You did that.
And she married him in real life.
Okay, that's the thing, because they do show what happened to pretty much everybody that was involved. And I just looked at it and I just went, damn, privilege.
Yes.
It's a horror for us, but it's a blessing for others.
To be haunted. No, you know what? You're right. Being haunted is a white privilege because we wouldn't get away with it quite the same way.
No, never. I just look at it. I'm like, black folks get haunted. No, well, shoot them. It's like, okay, well, we released that spirit. It's over with. But to quote the late, great, amazing Paul Mooney, there's a reason ghosts do not exist. And that reason is because white people still walk this earth. Think about that. Because every slave would come back. Now you need to find Ed and Lorraine, because that would be vengeful spirits. But I personally thought with this one, might as well get into it. Do we recommend this film? And I will let you give the honors. Do you recommend folks to watch The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It?
No, and I have an alternative. If you really want to see a movie about possession and scary shit, there's a movie called Ouija. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the latest one that they oh God, I can't remember. It's like 2019 or something. That's actually halfway decent to watch. Watch this movie if it's a bunch of your friends. If you're high, watch it. If you want to laugh at something, but don't watch this trying to be scared, and definitely don't watch this to get closure, because you are going to be like me, who spent, 2 hours online trying to figure out why she picked these people. 2 hours and I still haven't found shit. And what's her name? We don't even really know her motherfucking name.
That's true. They never told us what his daughter's name was. It was just, she lived here. Oh, okay. Well, what was her name? Is it Tanya? Is it Tatalalicious? Is it, Janiqua? What? Is it, Slim Jim? Because she was looking a little dry. She kind of looked like beef jerky. I mean, I don't know. Give us something. So I guess y'all kind of know how I feel, but I will say this. Watch it for morbid curiosity. Slap yourself afterwards, because your curiosity set you up on a very, very not boring task, but not a really good fulfilling one. because the ending was a little too saccharine, as well as the story itself. They really need to stop saying based on true stories. For Conjuring films, for any horror film, stop. Just stop. We know it's gonna be embellished. We know there's gonna be a lot of madness happening. They're gonna make things bigger than what it is. But just say it's just a movie. Just treat it like a movie. Don't make people feel like, oh my goodness, you mean he was truly possessed by the devil and only got 5 years? I wonder if I could kill this guy and say the devil made me do it. Obviously, folks, no, just don't do it. So I recommend give it a watch, because I'd rather you not be mad with us that you missed this great film, which I am saying it is not. But I would want you to go and check it out yourself and see, because jump scares, they're not aplenty, but they're there. And I'd say out of the 5 that I counted, 3 of them were effective. I'd say 3 of them were effective. For me, no. For you, probably so. So, yeah, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Britt says, go watch Ouija. I say, go check this one out. But don't be mad if you're not happy with it. It is on HBOMax for maybe another week or 2. So I would say if you really want to watch it now and forever hold your peace. If not, it will be going to rent, I guess, on demand, to where you're going to have to pay for it. Well, you're paying for it anyway with HBO Max. Then I wouldn't recommend you buying it. I would not recommend you buying nor renting. Just wait till it come on HBO proper or whatever networks you have, and then check it out then with a bunch of friends, a whole lot of drugs, and the internet, because I guarantee you will be like Britt, getting online for 2 to 3 hours trying to figure out what the hell truly happened with this film.
Oh, I do have a based upon true events horror story that is a good alternative. It's called Thanksgiving. It's about a possessed turkey that at some point becomes radioactive, and you'll know you're watching it because the pilgrim chick in the very first scene is running around with her boobs hanging out, because that's what all pilgrim chicks did.
That's what they did. That's how they got the Indians.
Yeah. And the turkey talks. So like I said, if you're really into a true, based upon a true story horror film, Thanksgiving. Don't say I didn't give you nothing.
Okay. Great recommendation. See, I was just gonna say y'all just have to go back and check out all the 4 years previous to Biden, and that would be one of the greatest. But no, we're not gonna go there. This is a movie review. We're having fun, people. Don't get mad. Trumpians, don't get mad. We're just having fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, you made it to the end of this movie review. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you got something from it. If not, guess what? You didn't lose any kind of time, because it was time well spent. Why? Because it is myself and Britt, and we're great people, and you know we are, because that's why you're watching. Besides, I know most of you who watch, I know where you live. Think about that. No, just kidding. Anyway, before we go, I truly want to thank Miss Britt Williams for joining me for this one. She is definitely going to come for more of them. Trust me, you are now a friend. You are locked in. You cannot run away now. So, Britt, tell everybody where they can find you on these here interwebs that we pay absorbent amount of money for.
No, for fucking real. Seriously, please help me. That is a horror story. How much I pay. So my blog, my YouTube, my Instagram, and my Facebook all have the exact same. It's Slightly Annoyed Mixed Chick. And if you go to my Instagram, you can also see my TikToks. That's under Britt Bean Williams.
And trust me, those TikToks are well created. Look, just watch them. This woman wakes up and chooses violence, but for a good reason. Every morning, violence is chosen, and it is not a damn thing you can do about it, but you will enjoy her decision for doing it. Trust me on that. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how y'all can find me. Let's do it. Twitter, Instagram, Madness3030. It's plain and simple. I'm also on Twitch now. Yay, I'm doing nerd stuff. I'm playing the video games and I'm talking and I'm saying crazy stuff while people are getting blown up. It's fun. Trust me. You can find me at twitch.tv/Madness30. Because somebody took Madness3030 and it wasn't me. So you can find me at twitch.tv/MadnessAD. Come check me out. Subscribe. I am an affiliate now. Or just follow. Either way, I just want folks to come and check me out. And I can check you guys out and we can have fun. Also, y'all know how we do this. Hit that red subscribe button. It will only take a second. Blue thumbs up. Blue thumbs are always cool, and it helps with YouTube's algorithm. I don't understand their algorithm, but the more blue thumbs, the better. And hit that bell, turn your notifications to all, so you'll be notified when I drop a new movie review or Geek Table Talk, as well as other cool videos, because they are coming. Trust me, I have more coming, so you can enjoy with your friends and family. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Britt Williams once again. Yes, I got her. Woo! Thank you so much, Britt, for being on. Y'all know how to find her. Slightly Annoyed Mixed Chick. Trust me. I will have it in the description as well in the comments. Definitely show her some love. Hit that subscribe button on her YouTube page. Follow her blog. Trust me, y'all. You will not be steered wrong. It is an amazing website. Her TikToks are awesome. Her Instagram is amazing. Trust me on that. Can you trust me? I know you can. Smart. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know the drill. We are still in a broken Panasonic tape deck. Still waiting for the maintenance man to come fix it so we can get back to moving and grooving. But until then, please wash your hands, wash your feet. Most importantly, wash your ass. We don't want you out in here in these streets smelling like onions and bunions. We care for you. We love you. But also we love our own noses as well. So take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated. Do whatever you got to do to live a happy life. Because why? You deserve it. We'll see you next time.